action. Hey there, movie kings and queens, and welcome to episode 19 of the Real Gay Movie Show. I'm your host, Mike Lovins, and with me, as always, is the guy that makes me feel as old as a dinosaur, my co-host, Ryan Provost.
Oh, and you look as great as one, too.
Oh, thanks. How you doing, Ryan?
Well, it was my first day back at work after a week off for vacation, so I'm very much enjoying my rosé.
There you go.
My now weekly tradition of having a can of rosé on the show.
Cheers.
Cheers, clank.
Clank. All right. Well, hey, first things first. Let's get into some newsreel.
Yes, newsreel. Yes.
All right. Well, it should come as no surprise to anybody, but my first story is about Star Wars.
Shocker.
Shocker. All right. So, Star Wars spin-off series.
Uh-huh.
Are they on hold or aren't they? So, after disappointing results of Solo, it was reported last week that Lucasfilm was suspending the production of further standalone non-trilogy films. That report did not directly come out of Lucasfilm, however, and they have since come back and said that the standalone films are still going forward. Ironically, though, rumors of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan movies are still just rumors. There have actually not been any other standalone movies officially announced yet. But I don't know. What do you think? If they were to step away from doing these side Star Wars movies and just focus on the trilogies, what do you think of that?
I actually am kind of a fan of that idea.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot about this on the Solo episode where I was sick and tired. So I'm a little more coherent now talking about it. I would say I am much more interested in like this Rian Johnson trilogy that he is developing than an Obi-Wan or a Boba Fett story.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, there again, we've kind of talked about it, but the Boba Fett, it's I'm not 100% on board for that anyway. I'd rather, if they did something with Boba Fett, I'd rather it be like a bounty hunter like group kind of movie. But Obi-Wan I'd like to see, but if they can get a little bit more focused by working on these trilogies, but the problem too though is that even with the current trilogy, I feel like they haven't been that focused. It's kind of been like they don't have that Kevin Feige in there telling him here's our end game.
Oh, I think that's the role Kathleen Kennedy is playing. Yeah. Not probably to the extent that Feige plays with Marvel, but I'm a fan of the current trilogy.
Well, so am I.
2/3.
Yeah, but
I do think it's been focused. I think they know the tone, even if they don't know the absolute endpoint of where they're going. I mean, I'm sure they do now because production's about to start on episode 9. But even if they didn't know that endpoint, they've known kind of the path they want to go down tone wise. Like they knew what didn't work with the prequels and knew to avoid those things.
Yeah.
I think I am more interested in developing or having them develop these new trilogies that don't even necessarily encompass characters we already know, but take themes from the current Star Wars universe or even almost make them like genre movies that are set in the Star Wars universe. Like I would like to see a true, I know Solo kind of was going for this tone, but I didn't feel like they really struck it. A true heist movie in the Star Wars universe, or a true like gritty kind of Western type movie in the Star Wars universe. Something like that.
I tell you what, if
a true gay romance movie to not, poke you again on that.
Yeah. There is one of the books is called Death Troopers. And I mean, it's totally not canon now. And, but it is written by a horror novelist.
Mm-hmm.
And it is truly, it's a zombie story in space.
Yeah.
So if you ever get a chance to check that out, it's really cool.
See, it's such an expansive, interesting universe they have to work in. I mean, we're talking about Jurassic World a little bit later. I feel like that franchise is a little more constricted in what they can do because of the world they've set up. Whereas Star Wars, there's so much you can do. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much limitless. Why confine yourselves to telling these same stories with these same characters?
I agree.
Over and over again. I think that's a good thing. I think I think that's a good thing to do in other mediums, whether it be books, video games, TV shows that are canon, but not necessarily the big screen movies.
Yeah.
Because I think there can also be Star Wars fatigue after a while. If it gets to be too much of the same thing. Because Solo was fine. Solo was not a terrible movie, but it came out, 5-6 months after the most recent Star Wars movie?
Yeah. Star Wars isn't Marvel. It's not a one every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's leave it as an event, once a year is maybe even too much, but anyway. All right. So next story.
Yeah.
So AMC Theaters has announced a new subscription plan to directly compete with MoviePass.
About time.
Yeah. At a charge of $20 a month, you can see up to 3 movies per week. You'll be able to get the tickets in advance using the AMC app or on their website. And unlike MoviePass, you can use your benefits more than once per day, and you can see a movie multiple times. One of the other cool things is, so are you you're an AMC Prime, or not Prime, Stubs.
I'm not.
You're not. Okay. I am. I'm one of those people at the beginning when they thank their Stubs members. I'm one of them. But
do you always say you're welcome?
I do, as a matter of fact. So one of the cool things is, you earn points for every dollar that you spend.
Yeah.
And so the monthly membership fee, you earn Stubs rewards points on that too. So just by spending that $20 a month on your fee, you're also earning towards free stuff.
Well, that was one of the things I was wondering. Were they just going to turn the Stubs into this, or is it going to be a separate thing?
I think it's just another tier.
Okay.
But with that, then MoviePass kind of came back with some changes themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so MoviePass has now announced that they're going to start charging surcharges on more in-demand movies, such as opening weekend and new blockbuster films and stuff like that. They are going to be finally introducing plans that will allow you to see premium format movies, as well as be able to get a ticket for a non-member at the same time that you get your ticket. And they're throwing in this little thing here saying that if your non-member friend then decides to join, their ticket price will be refunded.
I know. Woohoo.
I gotta tell you, like looking at these 2 plans, I'm absolutely gonna cancel my MoviePass and join the AMC plan.
Yeah, the AMC plan. I think that MoviePass has been really great, and I've loved the idea that they have introduced, because I think that it was a good starting point that then probably a more established entity like AMC or Cinemark or one of the movie theater chains was going to take and run with. So it was only a matter of time. I'm glad it's AMC, because the theater right next to my house is AMC.
Right. And
so
we've got a few of them here in town that are very close to get to.
And the only hesitation I have, because I would rather, pay the extra $10 a month to see movies potentially more than once. And I don't think obviously it's decreasing the number of movies you could potentially go to, but I don't really think I am near hitting that limit.
3 a week is
that's
plenty.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah, the only time of year that may become a challenge is maybe Oscar season. But even then, I don't think it'd be too bad. So, yeah, the AMC one's really tempting. The only hesitation is I love the Gateway, and I really like going there.
That is true.
A lot, but I almost think it's worth switching the memberships and then just paying every now and then to go to Gateway.
Do you think you would go to Gateway often enough to keep your movie pass as
secondary?
Yeah.
Probably not, because Gateway's tickets are actually they're a little cheaper.
Are they?
Sometimes they even ask me for my OSU ID, which I still have. Ooh, I hope no one who works there is listening. I still have from when I worked there as a staff member, so I'll be like, yeah, sure, wow.
Yeah,
and I get a little student discount too. I don't ever do that if you work at Gateway and see me.
Not. No, never.
No, that's legit current ID. But yeah, so I think the AMC thing is definitely kind of the mold for the future. I know MoviePass has struggled with making any money off of what they're doing. They've not really been able to monetize the great idea that they've come up with. But I think they've laid the groundwork for, like I said, a bigger movie chain to come along, pick up the ball, and make it better.
So with Jurassic World, I didn't get an advanced ticket. And so it was kind of last minute that I decided I was going to go on Thursday night, opening, the preview night or whatever they call it. And so I ended up going and seeing it in IMAX.
Okay.
So that ticket cost me $14.
Yeah.
$15, $14.99, something like that. On top of then paying for MoviePass, since I couldn't use MoviePass on that ticket.
Right.
Right there, I'm already putting in towards, if I'd already had this AMC thing, I would have been able to use it for that IMAX.
So you'll be able to use it for like opening nights and stuff?
You can use it for...
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Oh, yeah. There's no restrictions, at least so far.
Yeah.
No restrictions on the times that you can see the movie, and like I said, it's good for all of the formats. Now, 3D, IMAX.
Have they announced when this is going to start?
At the time that people were listening to this, it started yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So it starts on Tuesday.
Okay. Started
on Tuesday.
Yeah, which is totally in the past. This is a live recording you're listening to right now.
All right. So all right. Anything else about that?
No, I'm really excited. I'm probably gonna switch on over too. Sorry, MoviePass. It's been a hell of a ride. Love you.
Thanks for getting the game started.
Love you, mean it. I know. It's like when you date a really nice person, and then they start to change a little, and then you see another really hot person, and you're like, oh, I still like you, but there's this other person,
and they have more benefits.
And yeah, I mean, hello.
Yeah.
And they let me do the same thing to them multiple times. You only let me do it to you once. And yeah. I was trying to think of other jokes I can make about it, but I think we should just move on.
Yeah. I think we got it covered.
Yeah.
All right. So Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah. Yep.
That is this week's movie.
It is.
Yeah. So Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. So it takes place 3 years after the events of Jurassic World. And a long dormant volcano has become active on Isla Nublar.
Nublar? Oh.
Isla Nublar.
Isla Nublar.
Nublar.
How many of those beers have you had, Mike?
Listen, don't judge me, wine in a can.
Isla Nublar does actually sound like a decent drag name.
Lisa Nublar.
Lisa Nublar, yeah.
There you go.
Very, yeah. She's a very crustaceous queen.
Oh, okay. So Claire and Owen, who are Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, return
back to being Hot Pratt. No more Fat Pratt.
Back to Hot Pratt. I ain't hating.
Actually, Fat Pratt was hot too. Well, they're both hot.
Yeah, I agree with that, but anyway. So they return to the island to save as many of the dinosaurs as they can before it goes up in smoke. The funding for the mission is provided by a man who appears to have the best intentions, but is secretly part of a nefarious plan.
Ooh.
So this one was not directed by Colin Trevorrow like the first one,
but it was written by him.
It was written by Colin Trevorrow and Derek Connolly. But yeah, so this was directed by J.A. Bayona, who directed A Monster Calls, which I never saw that.
I didn't either. I've heard good things about it.
I heard good things about it too.
That's our official review of A Monster Calls.
Right. We've heard good things about it.
Things.
So, you know, with obviously with Pratt and Howard returning, B.D. Wong returns, but then so this time they've added James Cromwell, a few other people. Jeff Goldblum has a that's not a spoiler because he's in the trailer, but and Toby Jones. That Toby Jones is a weird guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to him, I guess, later maybe. But what?
Did you smoke something before this? What is going on?
I'm in a weird mood.
You're
today.
in a very weird mood.
I am in a weird mood today.
I'm living for it, but it is most odd.
All right. So give me some of your walking out of the theater thoughts.
Okay. So initial thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So going into the movie, I kind of heard some mixed things.
Yeah.
You saw before me. You were very like kind of meh about it afterwards. Right. So I went in with kind of lowered expectations. I didn't expect but I thought I could honestly. I thought I could have fallen anywhere on the spectrum with this one.
Yeah.
Going in, I thought I might love it. I thought I might hate it. I'm very. I was disappointed, but I still had some fun with it.
Yeah.
And when I say disappointed, like more disappointed than say like Ocean's 8 or some other movies recently. Like it wasn't as fun as it should have been, and I'm starting to wonder if the whole luster of this franchise is, which again was very dormant for a long time between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, so it's not like they've been cranking these out a lot, but I felt it was kind of stale. Like nothing really surprised me or struck me.
Right.
It was just kind of like, yep, it's dinosaurs doing their thing.
Yeah, so I kind of have the same thoughts, and when we start talking spoilers, I'll be able to explain why I have some of these thoughts. But I do want to ask the question that you probably have the answer to. What's the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Well, I do have the answer, so why don't you take a guess?
Okay.
I will say it started higher and has gotten lower.
Okay. You know what's funny is this is one where like I'm always guessing too high, and I'm probably going to guess way too low, but I'm going to go like 68%.
No, that is very high.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, it is not fresh.
Okay. So in my head, I was initially thinking 53, and I was like, nah, that I'll be a little bit more optimistic.
53 is a lot closer. It's at 50 right now.
Wow. Right down the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is also what Jurassic Park 3 has.
Is it?
I think so.
I'm going to look that up because that actually later, like towards the end, I do want to have a talk about like ranking these movies. Yeah, Jurassic Park 3 is at 50%. Okay.
I do some homework, bitch.
Jurassic Park 2. So The Lost World is only at 53. That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'll wait and tell you what I think about them when we get to ranking them. But
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of then the other Jurassic Parks, one of the things that I kind of felt like with this is that parts of it felt like a retread of Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
Bringing the dinosaur off the island and into civilization, and there were it's not a direct retread of Jurassic Park 2, but it just felt like some of the themes were very similar.
I could see that. I could see that a little bit.
That was at least
I wasn't thinking that, but yeah, I wasn't thinking that, but now that you say it, I can see a little bit.
Okay. So I did want to ask you, after Jurassic Park 2 took place on Isla Sorna.
Yes.
That Jurassic Park 2 and 3, can you recall, did they ever mention that again? Like, what happened to those animals? Do we just assume that they died off?
They did mention, I felt like they mentioned it at some point in this movie. They may not have said Isla Sorna. They may have just said like Site B. Because that's okay. It's also referred to as Site B.
I may have missed it then.
I think they referred to, I don't remember in what context though. It was kind of a like throwaway line. So I think maybe they were trying to explain why they weren't bringing the dinosaurs just there. Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I was just after rewatching Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Before going into this one, I started thinking, whatever happened to that other island?
Yeah.
But anyway, what'd you think of the CGI in this movie?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't have a lot of issues with it. What strikes me, because I have rewatched Jurassic Park, it's been maybe a year or two. It's been relatively recently. No, it was when they re-released it.
Okay. They recently did like a 25th anniversary edition
something like that.
And they put it out in 3D.
Theaters. Yeah. I like that movie holds up so well, even though it's 25 years old now.
Yeah.
I think this one did pretty well, but I don't know. I miss some of the practical effects a little. I think because I've listened to some podcasts about Jurassic Park recently, and they were limited in what they could do because of where they were with CGI. So they had to make some creative choices in how they shot some scenes that I think made them better.
Yeah.
Whereas now they can fully just have an entire T-Rex do anything. And because they can have it do anything, they do have it do anything. And that I don't think will age as well.
And I think there was a little bit of a gloss to the way some of the dinosaurs looked that I just felt like, I mean, not that they are realistic, but I mean the practical, animatronics that they used in the original almost looked a little bit more lifelike. There was a shininess that just didn't work well for me.
I mean, yeah, and I think there were times where it was pretty obvious to tell when they were using practical effects versus CGI.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, the scene that was in all the trailers of Chris Pratt in the little thing with the T-Rex.
Yeah.
In that little cage thing. Like, you can tell when it's a animatronic that he's next to versus then when it shifts to being the CGI and he's like thrashing about
right
and everything. Yeah, you can totally tell that difference. And that's maybe a criticism I had, is that in Jurassic Park, I feel like that distinction was a little harder to tell.
Yeah, because it would have been mostly just the mechanical puppet of it.
Yeah,
the whole time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that, so in the original Jurassic Park, they had 55 scenes or 55 CGI effects or scenes or something like that, versus like, so Star Wars Episode 1 had around 2,000.
Yeah. And those are really just a few years apart.
Yeah, that's what, 6 years difference.
Yeah.
So but I thought it was fine. I thought I didn't have a lot of issues with the CGI. I thought there were parts where I think glossy is a great word to use for how some of the dinosaurs looked at times, but for the most part,
I mean,
it wasn't
what
too bad.
filmmaking is nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to accept that, or it's going to drive you crazy.
It'll be interesting to see how it ages.
Yeah.
And that's assuming I'm going to watch this movie again.
Correct.
But I mean, I probably will. But yeah.
Yeah. So again, like I said earlier, not a spoiler, Jeff Goldblum has an appearance in this movie. What'd you think of it? Because I honestly kind of thought it felt a little forced in there. Like,
it was there to stroke the nostalgia.
Like that entire courtroom scene or whatever that was played no relevance to.
Yeah, if you're gonna have Jeff Goldblum in the movie, why not have him have some, like, having Jeff Goldblum in a Jurassic Park movie where he's never near a dinosaur
right.
at any point was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
It's a waste of. Here's the thing: Jeff Goldblum, we have seen, is willing to do just about anything. Like, he did that terrible Independence Day sequel.
Well,
Will Smith wouldn't even do.
Yeah.
He's been in the Marvel universe now. He's doing anything. So why not? Why waste him? Whereas, like, in Thor Ragnarok, he was maybe the highlight of that movie, or damn near close to it.
Yeah.
Because they knew how to use them, whereas things like this and then the Independence Day sequel just had them there to make you remember the first one.
The funny thing is, though, is he's more entertaining in the Jeep commercials that are the Jurassic Park themed Jeep commercials that are playing right now than he was in the new Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was clearly there for a paycheck.
Absolutely.
Which, hey, I don't fault him for that at all.
Exactly. No.
Get your paycheck. You don't even have to run from no damn dinosaur.
Right?
So, good for him.
He just has to say, welcome to Jurassic World.
Yeah, that's why he existed in this movie.
Absolutely. Anything else to talk about non-spoilers?
Not really. I think we should just get into some spoiler talk because... Yeah, I'm just ready to just say whatever we want to say about this.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think so, too. Okay, so y'all been warned.
You've been warned. Don't you listen to this if you haven't seen Jurassic World 2 Electric Boogaloo.
All right, so spoilers on the table. So I'm going to start off with this.
No, my wine's on the table.
Oh, sorry.
Don't put your spoilers near my wine.
Your wine has been spoiled.
Impossible.
It's in a can. So the first third of this movie, while they were on the island, to me, was the fun part of the movie.
Well, let's even get before that. Because I will say the opening of this movie is my favorite opening of any Jurassic Park movie.
Okay.
I loved the opening scene before the credits where they're
in the ocean.
Yeah. Where they're in, going in to retrieve the Indominus Rex bone. And I thought the T-Rex was used perfectly in that scene. I thought it was shot almost like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Where
and it kind of felt a little more Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Where the Mesosaur, is somewhere around, which what's it been eating all this time? But, I mean, what? But it's kind of lurking around and, I thought it was shot really well. That scene I thought was, I was thinking back to, so Jurassic Park had the raptor, attack scene
right.
to start. Lost World had just that family on the island and the little dinosaurs. Jurassic Park 3 was just that parasailing.
Yeah, the parasailing. Yeah.
And then Jurassic World didn't even have a dinosaur intro. It just had that the zooming in on the Indominus Rex egg hatching.
Yeah.
Remember? So this was actually a really fun way to start this movie. I think the best of all 5.
I did think, though, that the cheesy CGI the Jurassic World logo with the lava flowing around. It was kind of cartoony, but
I mean, I was so blown away by how much I liked the first scene. I didn't even mind.
You didn't even mind that. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really well done. That was a lot of fun. If the movie had just been that, I would have been fine. So
I heard a comment though. Somebody was like, "Why would they have put a big door though for that thing to even get out in the first place?" like
why? Yeah, why does that door exist?
Need that door?
That's so true. Oh my God, you're right, Mike. Why does that door exist? Did we mention that Colin Trevorrow wrote this? He's not the most talented man. Aww. I mean, he's fine.
He got fired from Star Wars, though.
He did get fired from Star Wars.
Yeah. So then after that, though, then they are starting to gather up their group or whatever to get ready to go to the island to rescue the dinosaurs, but it's when they're on the island and the explosions from the volcanoes. Like, I really enjoyed that stuff more than I think anything else in the movie myself.
Yeah, which is funny because I think I even mentioned this. I think this is I forgot if this was one of my least anticipated, but we definitely talked about it.
Yeah. It may have been somebody's honorable mention or something.
Yeah. But no, it was not an honorable mention. I did not like the trailers for this movie. It had me feeling.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I meant like the dishonorable mention.
Yeah. But I forgot. So I was looking forward to, and I thought that maybe this movie was going to go there, and it kind of did. Looking forward to the notion of bringing the dinosaurs to the mainland. I kind of had an inkling that's where this movie was going to go, but really this movie just felt like a bridge to set up that movie for Jurassic World 3.
So that's the thing. If part 3 ends up being just dinosaurs running around populated areas and people running for their lives and stuff like that, I think I'll enjoy that.
So this movie seemed like the bridge to get there. Okay, we need to find the reason to get the dinosaurs to the mainland. And yeah, so
the thing is, though, is so much of this movie being confined to being inside a mansion, and
I didn't like that.
I did not like that.
I didn't either. In fact, I heard that was from some of the early reviews I saw, like the big focus of the third act, and even hearing that, like, really a bunch of dinosaurs in a gothic mansion, is that really going to be fun? Like, the fun of dinosaurs for me is just being in that wide open space.
Yeah.
And they can literally be anywhere. And yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the man created dinosaurs.
Yes.
I didn't like the Indominus Rex that much. I didn't like the Indoraptor. Why do we need these? The dinosaurs are enough. Why do we need to create bigger, badder, meaner dinosaurs?
Well, and that's actually one of the things that I said in my notes too, was just, can we be done with weird hybrid dinosaurs already?
Yeah. But I mean, I get why they went that direction. I just didn't like it.
Well, and it's,
although one of my favorite one thing I did enjoy when the one hunter dude tranked the Indoraptor, and then Indoraptor was kind of just like they're playing dead, playing possum, and then it was just mirrored to the Indoraptor kind of wink at the camera.
Well, I mean, he definitely did, like, or she, because they're all female, remember? Did like the
sorry to forget my dino feminism.
Opened his eye, or opened her eye. So
yeah, you did it too. You did it too.
Opened her eye just a little bit, and then the guy moves, so she closes her eye again.
Yeah.
But
I kind of liked that.
Yeah, maybe it's a wink. But
I liked that scene a little bit.
It was, for what was happening there. Yeah, that was one of the better scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the whole auction stuff.
Well, and that whole concept,
horrible.
That whole concept, like buying dinosaurs to be your weapons. Okay, so the whole thing was you had this little laser gun that you point at whatever you want the Indoraptor to kill, and it'll kill it. Okay, great. You take your little Indoraptor out, you point, pew pew pew, you kill all your people. Then what do you do? How do you how you getting it back in its little cage? How are you making sure it's not killing you?
And if you've got a gun that you're
because clearly it didn't need the little laser to want to kill things.
Right. but if you already have a gun and you're pointing at what you want to kill, why not just pull the trigger and kill the thing with the gun?
Exactly. I don't know. So that whole thing, the whole militarized use of dinosaurs,
and I didn't like that that they'd started that in the first Jurassic World, and I didn't like that they expanded upon that in this one.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it doesn't at all.
Yeah. Well, and also too, so
well, and in this world, we have 4 movies now where things have gone terribly wrong because of these dinosaurs. And now in movie 5, they're like, okay, well, let's just bring them on all over. Even though the one time we brought just one of them over, it got loose and ate half of San Diego. Now we're going to bring them all over.
We're going to set them loose in England.
And it wasn't England, was it? It was America.
Was it America?
I think so.
Okay.
That's just me being
all I know is that the family that lived in that mansion was British.
They were British. Not full Brit, just British. Yeah, like, do these people never learn? Like, every time we fuck with these dinosaurs, something goes wrong.
Right.
And a lot of people get eaten. Why are we not learning our lessons?
Because we have bigger cages.
How does this keep happening?
So, speaking of then the family living in that house, so James Cromwell's character apparently was a super rich partner one time of John Hammond. That's kind of out of the blue. But how did...
No pun intended.
Yeah. How did he not know what was going on underneath
in his basement?
Yeah. I mean... For real. I mean, I know he's old.
You had an entire dino prison built in your basement and you didn't realize it?
Right. And
maybe he was... Well, I mean, okay. Let's be real. Wealthy people like that, a lot of times travel a lot, aren't home. So...
This guy wasn't going anywhere in that wheelchair.
Well, maybe this happened before the wheelchair. Okay. It could have... I didn't have too many problems with that plot point. There was enough that actually we saw on screen that I had issues with, that I didn't need to pick all those nits necessarily.
All right.
But I am full. Why did they build that damn door? Why? That door made no sense.
Fuck, am I ruining that scene for you now?
No, I still love that scene. It was great.
Good. So, all right. So, as we get reintroduced to Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly what you're
you know what I'm going to say?
Go for it.
Okay. So the first time we see her in her high heels. But then they do a close up of the heels. But then when they get to the island, they do a close up
at her feet and
go
up
to show that she is wearing boots.
I noticed that immediately. It's like they are making a point to show that this woman is wearing boots.
She is not running in heels
properly
this time.
attired. Yes, I definitely noticed that.
They may have even rested on that scene just an extra second.
Yeah. They would, like, the only thing they could have done more is like do that like zoom in, zoom out thing, right,
or have "fuck you" written on the backs of the heels.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they made a point to show that Claire was not wearing heels on the damn island.
Good. I'm glad. Because I would have been pissed.
It was weird when Chris Pratt was wearing heels this time, though.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, now that we're in spoilers, is there anything like specific that just like glared out at you that you were like, oh, that why did they do that? Or anything that you were like, I'm glad they did that.
Well, actually, another thing I really enjoyed, I'll stick with some things I enjoyed. So things I enjoyed. The opening scene I loved. The Indoraptor drinking scene I liked. And then the Stiggy, the little boneheaded dinosaur.
Okay, that was cute.
I really liked her. I'm going to say her. I really liked her. I thought when they released Stiggy into the auction room.
Yeah.
I love that. I love just like not even seeing the dinosaur, just seeing people flying around.
Right.
That was great. I loved even when it opened the cage and then like banged its head and kind of like got a little disoriented. That was like
a little bit.
That was adorable. I really liked that. So that was probably my favorite dinosaur in this movie.
Yeah.
I think that may have been the list. I think I exhausted my list.
And there you go.
That's it.
There you have
Okay,
it.
now we can throw some shade. And what anything in the movie that you particularly like? Did you get? I've seen some people, the big emotional scene with the Brachiosaurus on the dock.
Oh my God, that was kind of.
Did you get emotional?
I think I did just a little bit.
Like I saw someone post on Facebook that it had them crying.
Okay, I didn't cry.
Yeah, I didn't
cry.
But it was. I mean, that moment did strike me. Like it did. It hit the nostalgia factor for me because as I was watching, I just kept thinking, this is the same place. Like this is Jurassic Park. Like this is where Jurassic Park happened, and now it's like gone.
Yeah.
So that did strike me a little bit because it's like, well, there's never going to be another movie in that island. Like that was it.
They'll find some way to go back. They'll go under the island or something. Oh my God. So we had kind of two new characters that traveled along with Claire and Owen.
Yeah.
And one of them I kind of really liked. The other one I thought was kind of a throwaway.
Okay.
So we had the Dino Doctor.
Yeah.
I liked her, but then the nerdy guy that was kind of along for the ride, I felt like he had no business being anywhere near that island.
Agreed. I agree on both counts. I really liked her. Of the new characters, she was my favorite for sure. I wanted more of her.
Yep.
I think they could have had more of her. I could have used much more of her and much less of Maisie.
Oh yeah.
The standard we have to have a
child
kid in the Jurassic Park movies. Child. Yes.
Yeah. I have more to say about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So do I.
All right. I'm ready to get to takes unless you have anything else to add. I just feel like.
Well, before we get to takes, why don't we rank this? The Jurassic Park
you
movies.
wanted to do that?
Yeah. Let's rank the Jurassic Park movies.
Rank them. I think so. Okay, so for me, Jurassic Park is obviously number one.
Right.
Number two might surprise you, but I'm gonna go Jurassic World.
Okay.
The third one would be Lost World.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park 2. I might even say this one as number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jurassic Park 3 as number 5.
Yeah, I think mine is pretty much the same order. Although the only difference I would say is I kind of put Jurassic World and the Lost World on the same. Like, I think I like them both equally.
Okay.
So I don't know which one I would put above the other. But yeah, I agree. This is the fourth best in the franchise. Jurassic Park 3 is such a throwaway.
Yeah.
Terrible. I rewatched that one a couple years back, and for some reason I was really fond of it when I was a kid and it came out. And then upon the rewatch that I had most recently, I was like, this movie is garbage. It is so bad.
When it first came out, it was for one, they brought Sam Neill back. So, it kind of felt like it tied it in.
Yeah.
It was the first one too, I think, that had flying dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And at that time then too, that seemed kind of special.
And that scene was probably the best scene in that movie. The scene in the topiary.
Yeah.
Which I only said because I wanted to show off the fact that I knew the word topiary.
Very good.
But I hate that movie. I hate it so much. It's truly garbage. I hate the Spinosaurus, a creature that only existed because they were like, we need something bigger and badder than the T-Rex. They even made a point to have it kill a T-Rex just to show that it was bigger and better than the T-Rex. Although, as much as I hate it in that movie, I'm kind of disappointed that they haven't brought it back in any other movie since. Like, is that the only Spinosaurus that exists?
Well, it's still on that island, and we haven't gone back there.
I guess. But yeah, that movie is garbage. So this one is definitely a step up from that one, but it is I think Jurassic Park, Lost World, and Jurassic World are a big step. Like, they are far and away better than this movie and Jurassic Park 3.
Right. Yeah. I liked this movie enough to say that I'm still curious and looking forward to seeing what they do with the third one.
You mean the sixth one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, did you stick around for the whole credits?
No.
Apparently there was an end credit scene.
There was.
Yeah.
Was there?
They showed pterodactyls flying over the Vegas Strip and like flying around the Eiffel Tower there.
Huh.
And I found out about that after the fact. I didn't stick around long enough for it, apparently.
That doesn't sound like it was worth it.
And I guess that goes to your point earlier. Yeah, they were in America.
Unless it was the real Eiffel Tower out in the France.
No, it was because they show the Vegas Strip.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. We'll see then. We'll see where that goes.
I mean, it does make the whole calling it this trilogy Jurassic World make more sense if now presumably these dinosaurs are now infesting the world. But here's the deal. There weren't that many of them. Like, when you really think about it, there was one T-Rex, one raptor.
Life finds a way, dude.
That's true. That's true.
Somehow
and they still had
reproduce.
all those. Well, and they still had all those like eggs and stuff. Yep. Dr. Wu is still out there doing his crazy thing. Yeah. Which isn't that character so interesting? How he's gone from he was just this like cute little Asian doctor. Or not doctor, but scientist, making dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. And now he's like this mad scientist who's always wearing a turtleneck with a blazer.
Right.
And getting really dramatic.
Yeah.
That's such a weird character turn. What happened to him over these last 20 some odd years?
Apparently money.
Apparently. It's turned him. He's become this crazy mad scientist, and it's been a real weird thing.
I liked him in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But I can't stand the character now. All right. I'm gonna say let's get to our takes.
Okay.
Yeah. What is your gayest take?
I mean, my heart went aflutter when that one scene where Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are sleeping, and she's kind of got her hand on his chest, and I was like, I want to be snuggling up with Chris Pratt with my hand on his chest. That's what I want. I'm fine with everything else also happening to me in that movie. If that's what I get to do, running away from raptors and T-Rexes, I'm okay living in that world if it means I get to snuggle up with Chris Pratt. Because he is just such a dream man. So lovely and charismatic and charming. This wine is delicious.
So unsurprisingly, my gayest take also involves Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we first see him, so watching Chris Pratt up on a ladder building his cabin may have caused me to pitch a tent.
Oh. Stop it, you bad man. You bad man. Oh my God. I thought your gayest take was going to be, when are we going to get 2 gay dinosaurs in one of these movies? When?
They're all lesbians.
When? I want to see, why can't there be 2 female tyrannosaurs holding hands? Why? Think of all the baby dinosaurs out there who would love to see their representation on screen.
Okay, I saw a meme. Wait. I saw a meme today of 2 Tyrannosauruses having sex. Wait.
You had a very productive day at work.
I know, right? Doing a doggy style. And the one Tyrannosaurus is bending over going, pull my hair, and then the top is going, I'm trying.
This most unhinged episode.
Oh, stay on target.
Yeah.
All right. What is your shadiest take?
So my shadiest take, you said this movie made you, even though you were disappointed by it, made you look forward to the next one. This movie actually made me, I'm kind of ready to tag out and be I'm done. I've even though they're setting it up for the movie I've always wanted, which is just dinosaurs on the mainland.
Yeah.
The way they're doing these movies, or at least this one, I'm just like, I don't know. I think I'm good.
It's unfortunate that this movie couldn't just be a good movie on its own, that it had to be a vehicle to set up something else.
Yeah. Like it seems as though they very much have in their minds, this is going to be a trilogy and this is the middle one. And a lot of times the middle movies and trilogies are the best.
Empire Strikes Back, baby.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
This one, so it made me sad that I now am not really looking forward to Jurassic World 3 / Jurassic Park 6.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time I can say that. Like, after any other Jurassic Park movie, I'm like, I want to see another one. Bring it on. And this was the first time I was like, you know what? I'm good. And I've seen enough of this.
Well, they've got till 2021 to convince you otherwise.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. So my shadiest take is them introducing human cloning into the story. Just to kind of echo some of the things we've already said, but this franchise is just spinning so far away from what made the original movie so good. Introducing human cloning is just another element that is just like, we don't need to go there.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly makes sense in this particular world. Like, in this world where we can clone creatures that have not existed for millions of years, of course we're going to be able to clone people, but you're right, it didn't need to go there.
Well, it was almost like they mention it and then it's really kind of thrown away. I mean, it's like
kind of funny that, like, so they mentioned that John Hammond and James Cromwell, I can't remember his character's name.
Yeah.
John Hammond and James Cromwell had a falling out over him cloning his daughter, his dead daughter.
Yeah.
Really, Hammond, you're mad about this, but you have cloned an entire species or a bunch of species of dinosaurs that have literally killed, at this point, dozens of people.
Right.
And you think James Cromwell's a monster for making a little girl? Like, come on. That seems a little inauthentic.
Yeah, well, they're just throwing things then into the mix that just don't enhance the story and don't really need to be there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It did not need to be there at all. Which then makes it even more frustrating that they just had the standard Jurassic Park kid that they tried to make more meaningful, and it fully was not necessary.
Right. This movie could have not had any children in it at all, and it wouldn't have felt like a kid was missing from this movie.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's true of pretty much all the movies. All the movies.
Like his caretaker lady could have been the one that stumbled across what they were doing and stuff like that, you know?
How great was that? Like, I had her clocked as being definitely eaten in this movie, and she gets fired before any of the shit goes down. And so she just got to leave and live her life, and it was great for her. I was like, oh, she's definitely dying. Like when she was yelling at the little girl about how she pronounced, what was the word? But she's like, we use the Queen's English.
Oh, yeah. Oh shit. Now I can't remember what it is, but
yeah. You know, as soon as she said that, I was like, bitch, you're going to die. Something's eating you.
Yeah.
Queen's English. Come on now.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I thought it was.
But then she just got fired and got to leave.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'll leave. Cool.
And she's probably the closest one to natural death anyway.
Oh my God.
Oh no, that was James Cromwell.
His death was not
but
natural.
His death wasn't natural either.
We say that. So if you haven't seen the movie, he doesn't get eaten or anything. He just gets suffocated by a pillow. Right. How terrible is that? Like, everyone's getting murdered by dinosaurs. You just get suffocated by a pillow.
I mean, if I had my choice, just let me fall asleep under a pillow.
Well, I don't know. Like, getting eaten by a dinosaur would be cooler.
Ugh.
I mean, it's a more interesting
painful.
when you're in heaven, or in our case hell,
right.
And everyone's asking, so how did you go? You really want to be the guy who's like, I got smothered by a rich guy's pillow? Or do you want to be like, 2 T-Rexes ate me? They fucking ate me.
All right, you won me over.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally want to be eaten.
Yeah. I had a guy say that to me on Grindr the other day, actually.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I left it open for you, too.
I had a guy say that to me on Grindr,
too. Oh, okay. Who slayed? The guy on Grindr.
Me, just now. So for me, it was, I'm going to butcher this name. Daniela Pineda. She was the
Cheers.
She was the
Dino Doctor.
Dino Doctor.
Yeah.
I love that character. I thought she was a great introduction. I did low-key love some of the shade thrown at Donald Trump in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you caught when the guy, after dealing with her, goes, such a nasty woman.
Yeah.
Like, quoted Donald Trump from the debate.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was like, yes. So
yeah, she was a badass.
Yeah.
And
there's, so I don't know if you noticed, I saw it in something after, but there was a chyron in one of the news stories towards the beginning of the movie where they're covering, the volcano. That said, president, something along the lines of like, the president doesn't believe in dinosaurs or something. Like that subtle shade.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes,
that's good.
But yeah, so that was good too. But no, her character, I really liked her character. I wish we had more of her.
Yeah.
I mean, I think honest, real talk, get rid of Bryce Dallas Howard's character, because she really doesn't do anything for me, and replace her with this character being the main person with Chris Pratt, and I think it's a better movie.
You mean a person that can actually hold her own and actually knows things about dinosaurs?
Right. Yeah, I thought she was a very interesting character. I was sad they didn't make more use out of her.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Mm-hmm. So who slayed for you?
So her name was Daniela Pineda.
I mean, I was low key about to just say Stiggy because I really like Stiggy. But yeah, I had to go with her.
Yeah, she was mine too. Her character's name was Zia Rodriguez.
Also a great drag name,
right? But yeah, so we've already kind of talked about
her.
So. Who is your no ma'am?
My No Ma'am, it's more because I really like him as an actor, and I feel like it was such a waste of him in a movie. Like, if you're bringing this caliber an actor to a Jurassic Park movie, you got to do more with him, and that's James Cromwell.
Yeah.
Like, I really like James Cromwell, and to waste him in this movie like this, if you're going to kill a character in Jurassic Park, he needs to be eaten by a fucking dinosaur, not smothered by a pillow. I'm sorry. But I have a very firm stance on these things. I didn't like the character. I didn't like that he was basically supposed to be, you know,
the John Hammond of, right.
He's another John Hammond.
Yeah.
It just felt he didn't have enough of a presence to make the revelation that he cloned his daughter hit hard at all. You know, I was like, oh, okay. Whenever they revealed that, and it was supposed to be this huge reveal of the movie, and it didn't faze me much at all.
That'll do, pig.
Someone said that to me on Grindr too. What about you? Who was your No Ma'am?
My No Ma'am is BD Wong, Dr. Wu.
Girl, she is chewing up that scenery.
Oh,
every scene she is in, she is just chomp, chomp, chomp.
So here's the
she
thing.
was chewing up more scenery than the fucking T-Rex.
I'm just so over this character and his motivations.
Yeah.
In fact, I was really hoping he was going to get eaten in this movie.
I think the whole trajectory of his character,
he better get fucking eaten in the next one.
They're going to wrap up this trilogy with him getting eaten in a most horrific way.
Yeah. If he's going to be in the next one, make him then the big baddie.
Yeah.
Make him have just more presence than what they're doing with him.
You mean you're not tired of watching him realize that shit's falling apart, gathering up all his science and running away before all the shit goes down?
Bitch needs to own it.
As he has done now in 2 straight movies.
Right.
Oh shit, we gotta get out of here. Get all the science. Gather all the science.
Gather the embryos.
Gather all the science and let's get out of here.
So done.
More like BD wrong.
Why did I think of that? Okay. All right. So should we rate it?
Let's rate it.
All right. I'll go first this time.
Okay. Go first.
2.5 reels.
You always go so high. I was very disappointed by this movie. It was terrible. 3.5 reels.
I was teetering between 3.5 and 4, but I went ahead and settled for 2.5. No, I guess because I think it's going to make a lot of money, but I think it needs work.
Do you know how much it made this weekend?
Actually, I think was it like 158 million?
150.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I go into all these things that I didn't like and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I walked out kind of having fun with it a little bit. Even though, anyway, fuck it, I'm sticking with what I said. 2.5. What'd you do?
You always go higher than me. I gave this one a 2.
Okay.
2 reels. Needs work. Clearly needs work. But any movie that makes me wish that dinosaurs were extinct again does not deserve higher than a 2.
Okay.
And honestly, the reason it even gets a 2 instead of a 1.5 is probably because of that opening scene. Because I loved.
So that saved it for you.
I loved the opening scene. Yeah, I loved the opening scene so much. That alone probably bumps it up to a 2 from a 1.5 because it was disappointing, very much so. I did not have a lot of fun with this one.
Well, maybe my 0.5 comes from my actually looking forward to the next one, whereas you are not. So
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it just a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of the Jurassic period and look ahead to some weekly recommendations.
Oh, yay. Let's talk about things we love.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go first.
Okay. So I was home the other day by myself, just flipping through the TV, and I was looking through Netflix, and Netflix has right now kind of like their Pride recommendations.
I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but yeah, sure.
So I watched this new movie on there called Alex Strangelove.
I saw the trailer for that. Is it good?
It's really cute. I liked it. I mean, you can kind of tell it's a Netflix version of Love, Simon, kind of. But so in this one, then, so the kid's name is actually Alex Truelove.
That's creative.
Yeah. But
Alex Truelove, really?
Yeah. That's
Did they think Alex main character was too on the nose?
Well, the movie's called Alex Strangelove. His name is Alex Truelove.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, but so the premise of this one though is like, so he's a senior in high school, and he and his longtime girlfriend decide to make a date to finally do it, and he ends up meeting this gay guy at a party and starts having feelings that have kind of been long repressed for him. So that kind of puts a wrinkle in his losing his virginity plans. But anyway, it plays along some of the same tropes that were in Love, Simon. There's even a Panic at the Disco mention. But I had fun with it. It was really cute.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it because I was like, ooh, I'm sure I will watch that, and it may be one of my weekly recommendations. But you stole that from me, so fine. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm glad you recommend it, because now I can watch it or not watch it, because it won't ever be a recommendation for me now. You already did it. So great.
There you go. All right. Well, then what's yours that I won't watch?
Well, Mike, it's the best time of year. Do you know why it's the best time of year?
I don't know. Is there something with Drag Race?
Well, no. I mean, yes, but no. The finale is this week.
Okay, well.
The finale is Thursday.
Okay.
No. So, do you consume much ESPN at all?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. Most gays don't. I do. I'm a sports fan. It's the most mask thing about me. But ESPN every year releases what they call the body issue.
Oh, that I've seen.
Yeah. Yes. And they just released it, and my crush of 2018 was in it.
Oh yeah.
This year. I always love the ESPN body issue. I think it's a really cool concept. So ESPN every year releases ESPN the magazine does an issue called the body issue, where they have professional athletes from various sports pose naked.
It's like Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, but it has men
with men and less swimsuits. And it's really well done, because they get the point is to show the athletes come in all shapes and sizes and everything, and so it's really a cool concept. And this year is the 10th year, but the reason I have to recommend it is because Adam Rippon, U.S. male figure skater, who was earlier this year the first openly gay person to win or at least U.S. Olympian to win a medal at the Olympics. He's in it. Oh, child. He's
a gold medal, huh?
Oh, man. He is just great. Like, every time I've seen him skate, he has such a nice little booty, and seeing it just there in the flesh was here. I have actually I have a screenshot on my phone.
Is that your wallpaper?
For reasons later. But that's one of the covers.
Yeah, you guys want to check that out.
Yeah. It's good. So, but I love the ESPN body issue.
Now, I'm a big fan of baseball player butts. Are there any of those in there?
I don't know if there are any this year, but there definitely have been in the past. I remember Bryce Harper was in it. He plays for the Washington Nationals.
I don't care about names or who they play with.
But he's a very good-looking guy. After the episode, I will definitely look up his body issue pictures and show them to you, because I think you will enjoy those.
You know what's really ironic is that I have body issues as well.
Oh, stop it, you bad man. You bad man. Oh, my gosh. But yeah, so ESPN body issue, Adam Rippon's butt.
Okay.
That's my recommendation.
I like it. All right. Well, I think we have more than exceeded our recommended time. So let's go ahead and wrap this up then.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So, hey, if you haven't already, become a real friend.
Yeah.
And follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. There are links in the description. You can find us there. Also, wherever you're listening, iTunes, Stitcher, Google, YouTube, now Spotify, please subscribe and give us some feedback. You can also send us questions or comments to realgaymovieshow@gmail.com. So, Ryan?
Yes.
Look forward to doing this with you again, my friend.
Can't wait.
All right, so that's it for this week. Everybody have a real gay day.